All right, guys. Let's get after it. Get your predictions in if you haven't already. Those watching live, we've got BYUN in the bottom left for Shopify Rebellion, HEROMARINE in the top right, a TVT, best of 5 to decide the final player to get out of the groups. Now, BYUN looked great in his previous series with HEROMARINE, but as always happens with BYUN, runs into a bit of adversity. He's on camera. His wrist gets sore. He told us his wrist was completely numb after that previous series, and I really do think he tilted off the face of the planet with that comeback from Zaun in game 1. So he's got to keep it together. HEROMARINE has to play chill. He's had to wait a long time. I'm sure he's been a bit bored, going, come on, man. Watching the games, just like, oh, come on, hurry up. I don't want to wait so long between my games. It's always frustrating as a player when you've got to spend so long waiting for these other series. We'll see how he goes. BYUN did want to change his camera angle just to be like kind of over the shoulder. And I was like, go for it, man. But then he said, oh, no, my wrist's fine now. Don't worry. And I'm like, no, go ahead. Do it. And he's like, it's all good. Let's start the game. And I was like, oh, I kind of wanted him to change the camera angle if he feels more comfortable with it. But as long as we've got something, that would be nice. Now, obviously, guys, the player colors. Thank you, guys. Our producers decided to crash halfway through the show. So you guys are now, I'm deputizing as my assistant producers while I take over the role. So thank you. Thank you, Twitch chat, pointing out the colors should now correspond. We'll try to keep it that way. HEROMARINE red, BYUN blue for the rest of the series. HEROMARINE's going for a 1-Rax Reaper expand. Meanwhile, a double gas build for BYUN. 1-Rax expand has been pretty popular recently in this matchup. We'll talk about this at the start. It was actually a YouTube chat, by the way. It was Kenny who told us about the colors there. So thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it. Oh, Beomorph with the big resub before as well. Hello, Beomorph. Long time no see, bud. All right, Reaper's going to rotate. We've got 2 command centers coming up. Factory on the way. Factory is obviously faster for BYUN. I do hope BYUN goes command center on the low ground. Otherwise, he's going to be very behind. And indeed, you can see the SCV is there. Can he find this SCV as a kill as well? HEROMARINE doesn't pop it off, but his own Reaper comes in and scares BYUN away. This is going to be one of the dirtiest fountains ever. Guys, quick question. I just want to gauge everyone who's watching live. How much does someone have to pay you to just drink one like little handful, one little scoop of this fountain water? Like, how much are we talking? Like $5, 20 cents, $3,000, $100,000? I think you'd get sick. I don't think it'd kill you, that water. Like, it looks a little overgrown, but I don't think it'll kill you. You just might spend a day or two hunched over the toilet, you know? Maybe get a life-altering parasite. I don't know. Reaper's diving into the main base right now. HEROMARINE, I like the way he keeps the Reaper really safe in the back. And if you stay here much longer, these 2 Hellions are going to come out. HEROMARINE's chasing too far. Chases too far, which loses him another SCV or 2. But now the Hellions are out. BYUN knows his timing, pulls back at the perfect moment. Really well played by BYUN. Good patience. Doesn't overcommit. Just gets a little bit of damage, gets in, gets out. His own command center is coming up now. He's doing well. $20, 2,000 pounds, $2 to $3, $80, 200 minerals, $3,000, or $80. That is a range. I thought we'd see a lot more cheapskates in the chat, but maybe they're too ashamed. Maybe they're too ashamed to admit that they do it for like $1. Okay, Raven and more Hellions coming out. Reacted Hellions usually a good way of transitioning that very fast extra mineral boost with the command center into just lots of units for safety. They give you some good mobility as well. Cyclone, of course, is the more versatile unit. Shoots up, shoots down, beats any single Hellion or Reaper 1v1 or even 1v2 in a battle early on. He will be outnumbered. Oh, wow, he drops on top and commits to the fight. Kind of a crazy choice for BYUN there, I feel like. Units lost tab will tell us if it worked out for him. He is ahead in the units lost, but that's because he killed 2 SCVs earlier. Then again, HEROMARINE continuing to fight here. Bit of an odd choice. Does lose a Hellion for just a Marine, which helps equalize things a little. Interference Matrix on the way for HEROMARINE. Meanwhile, looks like Raven production just about to start. 150 gas, and that first Raven does kick up. The aggression, though, look at this. 2 Cyclones now on the front. And the first Cyclone's not ready just yet. I think BYUN is about to win game 1. There's no answer to 2 Cyclones there. They lock onto a Raven and a Hellion immediately. There is no answer. A Hellion goes down. The Raven will go down as well. Picks up the Cyclones. What a move. He does accidentally move his Marines into the auto turret, and he drops the Cyclone to lose it. BYUN follows up the perfect play with a very bad play. Oh, man, that was really nasty. And that Raven actually maybe could have chased to just keep vision for one more tick. Yeah, BYUN got such a good start, and then he massively overcommitted. He's got to calm down. He's got to stay calm here, man. Third command center comes up. Barracks factory starport is there. Pig, we ain't your mom. We're not doing those things for $1. Mate. Nothing wrong with drinking a bunch of fountain water. You guys are acting like this is going to turn you into a friggin' infestor afterwards. It's a little slimy, but I mean, the water's still shooting out of the fountains. You know, there's a bit of movement in there. Probably a few mosquito larvae, but that's just extra protein. Stim starts almost identical timings. 2 worker advantage for HEROMARINE here in this TVT. Washout's a map where I do wonder in a TVT where it could go long if we see these rock towers on the edges broken to collapse and break the minerals. You can actually destroy minerals off of 6 of the bases on this map by collapsing the rock towers onto them. Cooling towers, I guess, is technically what it's called. Scan goes down, sees the defensive setup. Nice little run by here for HEROMARINE. It's a risky maneuver, though. Means those units aren't at home. But it's going to get a lot of damage, dude. There's nothing here. Oh, my gosh. There's a lot of damage. 6 SCVs. BYUN completely out of position. That's tilting, man. Like, what are you doing over here? BYUN's like, I've got map control. I thought I had you pinned. HEROMARINE gonna see the army come back. Oh, no. BYUN takes a lot of damage here on the Ravens as well. But, okay, he's gonna take out one of Gabe's Ravens. Gabe could have locked on there and won that Cyclone duel because the lock-on obviously finished much later for BYUN's and therefore wouldn't have been ready to cast one more time. Oh, nice tank ambush. Is it going to work out? It is. Loses a Hellion and a Cyclone, and Gabe promptly has to turn around. He's down on siege tanks. His army is smaller. He's going to split some Vikings off. Try and go land those in the main and see if he can find some damage. Third command center is landed for Gabe a little bit earlier. It's a bit later here. Pig, have you seen any pros using the towers? Patches, the map maker, is in the chat. I've never seen anyone use any map feature that you guys have ever put on any map. Clem and Cyril, the PiGFest that Clem won, Clem built battle cruisers against Cyril and used the healing tower on torches. And he lost that game, and then he decided to stop screwing around and went back to business after that one. Cyril shut the BCs down way too hard. We also saw Percival use the tank ledge of Avex the other day, but I haven't really seen anyone utilize those rock towers, but it needs to get to the mid to late game for it to really matter. Ravens coming in. SCVs will get picked off. Oof. Water turrets in the main base as well. 5 SCVs do go down. It's a lot of mining time, but is this worth losing your Ravens? This is always the question, is you're going to sacrifice all your Raven energy, and then HEROMARINE's going to have 2 full energy Ravens. When the fight happens, if he can force a fight in the next minute or 2, he disables 4 of your siege tanks. You've got no Raven energy, and you suddenly get wiped off the map. And that can be really bad. However, I don't know if Gabe can really push. You can see 1-1 is done earlier for BYUN, but BYUN's armory very late, not able to start 2-2 yet. He's got a 4th command center. Still got a decent army out here. And with the Marine drop threatening on the right side, I think he's got HEROMARINE pinned. So I think it's an okay trade. Marine drop goes inside the natural. Marines try to move north there as well. What map makers don't realize is you need to make a meme or people won't use the map features. Blizzard knew this very well, guys. Dustin Browder, terrible, terrible damage. Talking about rocks as well in the early days. That's all he talked about. Damn, that is way more damage than Gabe wanted to take here, man. 14 SCVs. And HEROMARINE, he's just behind in this game now. BYUN builds his 4th on location. He's just in such a smooth position. His 2-2 started way later than it should have, and he hasn't started vehicle weapons yet, but feels like Gabe's kind of stuck in his corner. Very little... He doesn't have a finger on the pulse of the game, right? He doesn't know what BYUN's expansion rate is. He doesn't know who's ahead or behind in upgrades. He's kind of just trying to get to a maxed out army, try not to take any bad fights, and then from there, hopefully, he can start to figure out what's happening in this game. Double drop goes in this side. The army pushing across the middle at the same time is not that fast. If he could deny some upgrades, that'd be big. The Ravens. The Ravens. The Ravens! Gabe loses one. Second Raven does escape for now. Vikings do shoot down the drops. The Marines and tanks will get in here. Gabe knows there's an army coming at the front at the same time. He's got to get back in position to defend this. But BYUN, I kind of feel like he could have boosted in, dropped his tank somewhere, taken a forward siege spot. Instead, he just sets up yet another drop. He's going to hit the same angle for the third time in a row. A HEROMARINE would be a fool to fall for that. Oh no, BYUN! BYUN's so far ahead, but he's going to lose a full medevac. The other two do react very quickly. They get out of there. You can see the pain on BYUN's face. There's a lot of people, you watch them command their soldiers and you think, do you even care? I see Maru throw armies away and I think he's callous, he doesn't care. See BYUN lose 2 Marines and you think someone's just kicked his puppy. It's tangible feeling he has for his units. 2 more command centers are on the way, 3 more barracks as well. It's 2 factories, 5 barracks on both sides, but 2-2 is actually slightly further ahead for HEROMARINE, which is kind of impressive. He also chucked a BYUN and actually made armor before attack, which is funny. These 2 tanks going to get overrun. BYUN's going to take a really good siege wedge here. Oh, this is a bad fight for Gabe. Gabe, he throws some matrices. He cannot take that fight. Oh, all of his tanks get cleared out. 5 tanks to 9. BYUN has a massive tank advantage. There's 1 tank in the mineral line that makes this hard to push into for BYUN, but BYUN has so many more siege tanks, and another tank stumbles into the line. That tank is getting some shots off, but BYUN answers with a scan of his own, and this looks like checkmate. Not enough tanks for HEROMARINE. BYUN ahead from early on. The SCVs get pulled. He's got to break this situation right now, but look at that tank line. It goes so deep. He even drops Marines on the tanks. Really clever move for Gabe. Gabe making the best of an awful, awful situation. Sacrifices 18 SCVs to hold this position, but it is a desperate hold. It barely hangs on for him, and he's still in a very perilous situation. Three threes on the way right now for BYUN. +3 attacks already started for Gabe. Gabe needs to get back to max out. He's too far behind. Oh, the tanks are outranged, but... Or not outranged, but fired on first by BYUN. So there we go. 1 tank for 2. Good trade for Gabe. And you can see the tank count is actually in Gabe's favor. If you have the tank advantage, you can pivot here into a Viking tank style, which is what Gabe should do. BYUN is the king of mass marine TVT. I think you should be playing a very static, almost mech style of TVT to frustrate BYUN, because BYUN inevitably will throw his Marines into the wood chipper if you just don't move out and turtle for long enough. He will get antsy and he will just try to break you. Good defensive positions can allow you to make great comebacks. 50 supply advantage is insane though. 60 Marines extra for BYUN right now. He's going to go for a triple drop in the main. Now these 2 turrets won't stop that. They'll only shoot down one of these medevacs. You got to get like an extra turret here, an extra turret here, and a turret there to really shut this down, and he doesn't have any of that, nor does he have siege tanks. Triple drop goes in. And he only gets 1 of those medevacs, as we expected. The whole Marine army is going to come back. Can BYUN break the front at the same time? This is a good trade for BYUN. BYUN's rich, he's maxed out. Let's deny some of these buildings that we're building. And look at that, he's going to shove the front at the same time. There's almost no anti-air. He loads up a medevac to drop on top, but doesn't kill the siege tanks just yet. These other tanks are a little bit slow to siege up though. But live slow to siege as well. The Marines into the tank meat grinder. Oh man, BYUN. Oh, I told you about the wood chipper. I told you guys about the wood chipper. That was not the engage. He distracted in the main, and it was like after he realized the distraction in the main, he decided to like stim around this corner and attack. Oh man. He just... Oh, okay. The thing is, BYUN's still ahead. Stay calm. You're up 25 workers and just chill, and you will win this game. If you, like, you're still so far ahead as BYUN. You can afford a fight or 2 like that as long as he keeps taking command centers. He's already on 5 base going 6. HEROMARINE's only on 4. And I think BYUN could transition air, which it looks like he's going 4 starports. So I think BYUN's going to play Raven. He stopped tank production. He's going to play Raven Marine. Oh man, he's going to play mass Raven Marine. That's a crazy style. Because Gabe's already building his own Ravens. So this is... I feel like when you're ahead like this, it's actually like... Even if you don't enjoy Tank Viking Lib, I think Tank Viking Lib is the easiest way to leverage an economic advantage. Because you can just slow... Like once you build an advantage with mass Marine, you can kind of just slow push, win the Viking fight, and you win the game. But BYUN, I feel like, is going to be tempted here to just play mass Marine Raven, which is basically you run around a blob of Marines and you go, oh, there's only 4 tanks defending here. you interference matrix all of them, and you stim like 80 Marines on top and try to kill everything. But if they counter with Ravens, their Vikings intercept your Ravens, they get some Marines in front, you're not able to take those fights as clinically, it can be a bit hard to find the correct engagement. So BYUN's late game is very poor in this matchup if the game slows down. He's a good fast-paced, mass Marine player, great dropper, great Doom dropper. The moment the game slows down, which Gabe's doing right now, we've seen BYUN struggle to turn advantages into victories. I think of EWC 2024, there was a lot of games like that. Command Center just needs to float south. Planetary can easily defend it. A little harassment for Gabe, though. It's only a few Marines. And I think in Gabe's position, I would actually think it might be correct for him to build a 3rd and 4th factory. And really just stay low on the Marines, which is what he's doing. Tanks, Vikings, Ravens, it's essentially mech. You're basically transitioning into mech with a little bit of Marine support. It's a very good style. Chat says they're curious about the orbital count. 6 for HEROMARINE, 5 for BYUN. With how much map control BYUN's had, he should be on like 10 orbitals, right? I definitely think he should have more. He's making 2 more now. So he will be going up to 7, and he's building a bunch more command centers. So he'll get there, but he's definitely not rushed in that direction, has he? BYUN hates slow games. BYUN and Raynor are basically 2 players that are made to play each other because they both hate sitting there. They just want to fight, you know? It's like sometimes the champion in like a martial art MMA or something like that is a real defensive kind of Counter-Strike sort of guy, very patient. Sometimes, you know, it's the... Oh my lord. It's the guys who just want to get blood on their nose. They just want to get punched in the face a few times so they can feel alive. That really, whenever I see guys like that fight, I always think, oh, that's how BYUN plays StarCraft. He's like, punch me in the face, brother! I want to feel alive! He's just, you know, sometimes he just has to find the big tatted up guy in the pub to start a fight with just to feel that rush. Raven advantage goes to HEROMARINE. Honestly, as much as I say BYUN's late game isn't that stellar, and we see like Cura and Maru make comebacks against him all the time, it's still BYUN. He's still one of the best players in the world. He's won a world championship. Gabe is a player who's kind of vocal about being pretty chill. Is he going to be able to match him in this late game army? Oh my lord, that is a lot of tanks. It's tempting to base trade here as BYUN. Like, let HEROMARINE move a bit too far forward, and if you loop into the natural production with your much more mobile army, that'd be really sick. 8 orbitals on both sides. The Iron Bank is complete. 4 more command centers finishing up for BYUN right now. It's even got a tank over there. I was like, where is that tank firing from? Liberator will take care of it. Whoa. Okay, interesting fight. Viking advantage does go to HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE also has armor for those Vikings, and he's a bit faster into the +2 armor as well, so he's a little ahead on the Viking upgrades. This sort of game, taking the air advantage is going to be crucial. But BYUN still has a lot of Marines here. Remember what I said, he's going to try and run around with the Marines and interference matrix, but his Marine army's not that big anymore, so this is kind of a funky position. And there's so many Vikings about to jump on him. Gabe's just going to shove it. Gabe's just initiating. He's like, whatever, let's go. Oh, the counter armor missile, though. Great anti-armor missile for BYUN, but BYUN's army gets blitzed by the tanks and the Ravens. Nice auto turret spam there for HEROMARINE as well. Really good fight for him. But I don't think many Ravens died. 4 Ravens have died for BYUN, 5 for HEROMARINE. Long term, they're very gas expensive. See how that goes. Big move forward with the siege tanks. And it's interesting because BYUN's not really moving tanks or libs with his army. So he can't really matrix all the enemy tanks unless he has something to kill them with. And right now, it feels like BYUN's army comp is getting a bit confused. He's killing his own medevacs. He's throwing the Marines away. Okay, so he's swapping into full Sky Terran mech play as well. Let's get a bit of damage here against HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE's going to try to fly north. Anti-armor missile, nice initiation. Very nice initiation, but the money's so close, and one has to feel like BYUN's given up a bit of a lead in this game, right? He's kind of let HEROMARINE drag his way back into it. Hats off to HEROMARINE. It takes 2 to tango, right? BYUN gave him the opportunity. HEROMARINE snatched the opportunity and kind of worked for it. The fact that he's got 6 bases now, Gabe feels comfortable. He's like, okay, just hang in here. We're gonna chill this out. I got more Ravens than you. Problem is, he's so heavy on tanks, can't match the Viking count now. So Gabe has to be really wary of taking a Viking versus Viking fight. That will go in favor of BYUN. Here we go. Vikings smashing down the Ravens of Gabe. Anti-armor missile does go down. The Marines do get smashed. The Vikings trying to fight. But remember, Gabe has way less Vikings right now. Only about half. Oh, and Gabe goes for a Raven dive, but he's going to lose all of his Ravens. He's losing this air fight badly. He's misjudged the Viking number. And he just lost a lot of Vikings. I'm going to show the units lost tab quickly, guys. Hopefully it doesn't block anything. 16 Vikings for HEROMARINE, 18 for BYUN. I should have checked that before that last fight, because I have a feeling that he'd lost a lot more before that BYUN had, but now he's only down 2. So I don't know. We don't really have a comparison point for me to be 100% sure. Raven Viking, once again. Got to watch out for the Marines, though. You cannot stand and fight the Marines. He's got such a crazy Viking count. He's only got 4 tanks and 17 Marines on the ground. So his ground army is actually very vulnerable. Might be time for Gabe to swap back to mass Marine of his own. He is indeed building 16 Marines at a time. I think that's a good call. Oh, big engagement. Once again, units lost tab is in favor of Gabe, man. Gabe is so outnumbered on the Vikings, though. I feel like he should lose this fight. The trades have been shockingly even. Now we see it go really bad for Gabe. BYUN comes in and even drops Marines on top. Oh, devastation. BYUN will break that tank position. No, one tank still stands strong at the end of it. Gabe's Marines now come in. You can see when you're both overcommitted to Viking Raven, the Marine Remax is actually very powerful. So now it's 37 Vikings for Gabe, 36 for BYUN. 7 starports for both sides. Gabe's going to secure another base over here. There's a random missile turret trying to block it. 12 orbitals, 2 BYUN, 11 for HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE needs to suck up more of these minerals. Struggling to remax right now. He's going to go in with a bunch of Marines, which is a cute move, but he doesn't want to fight on his own there. Just takes out a few turrets. Stands and fights the enemy Marines. He's a little questionable. Reinforcements are there for BYUN, and that's a good pull away. Will we see Ghosts, Pig? Ooh, Ghosts are very rare in this matchup. There's mass Raven, and it's a very slow pace. You'll see it, but this game's too fast paced for Ghosts. The Vikings come forward, and this time it is Gabe with the Viking advantage, taking a really good fight. The tanks as well, doing well with the interference matrix support. He takes out a bunch of BYUN's tanks. Let's check that lost tab. 3,000 in favor of Gabe, so he's maintaining a similar difference. The Viking count still almost dead even. 45 to 46 dead on both sides. Oh, but a lot of the tanks on siege, and that's a massive Marine wave. BYUN surprises him with a big Marine wave. The Planetary trying to help out, but the tanks are getting overwhelmed. The Marines and tanks of HEROMARINE barely hanging on. Oh my god, what a close fight. Dude, this is such a close game, isn't it? He's going to try and counterattack now. The Vikings can break the enemy Vikings, and then he can land the Vikings to break the tank line. Gabe kind of taking a slick fight, but then the Marine reinforcements are going to ruin him. That Viking land, very controversial decision, but he actually kills the 3 tanks with focus fire so quickly, and he reclaims control of this area in front of base number 6. Wow, base number 7, I should say. The Vikings are going to land there for BYUN as well, though, and that now turns in BYUN's favor. Really well done. You can see BYUN's got 6 tanks as 3, similar Marine count, and 10 Vikings. The 6 medevacs that just got rebuilt don't have much of a purpose. He's got 3 more building. That's way too many, especially for a guy who's super broke right now. Gabe's trying to swap back to mass Marine. BYUN, steady tank production, Raven production. Second armory is on the way. I say second armory. He already has 2. He's building a 3rd armory, which I guess got denied from building at some point. Tank sieging the Planetary. Mass Marine coming around. If the Marines loop around... Oh, there's actually a... I was going to say they could run through here, but there's actually a random Planetary in the middle for BYUN. Tanks there, Planetary there, Planetary there. BYUN has a lot of the map locked down with Planetary fortresses, so it's kind of hard to find a Marine avenue. Oh, these tanks getting taken out. The SCVs tried to repair that tank, but it looks like they ran out of money, funnily enough. Marines will go north, clean that up. Siege tank doesn't shoot the Marines because it's not being targeted on them. Planetary, it counts as an attacking unit, so same attack priority as those Marines. Here we go, Raven Viking coming forward right now. The Marines trying to pull back. Nice interference matrix there for BYUN. HEROMARINE has been hanging on for the last 20 minutes from behind in this game. He tries to go for that counter attack, like I said, and he runs into a planetary. He doesn't even notice it. He's like, what the hell? He actually stims through the middle, though. He's going for a big fight up here. Big engagement, nice interference matrices. He's going to crush the tank position. Beautiful engagement for HEROMARINE. He did lose a command center down south, but those 2 tanks are going to push him back. Nice 2 tanks there for BYUN. Gabe loses a command center on the bottom side, which is very expensive. He will stim and take out the planetary. He's going to try and rotate around away from where those tanks are. Finds that tank, but it does take out one more of his units. Anti-armor missile wearing off on both sides. The tanks of Gabe are going to take this position. Really nice position. I have a few tanks. The medevacs boost away. The Vikings of BYUN take massive losses. The Marines are going to continue forwards. Oh, BYUN's Marines get F2'd home into the siege tanks. The Vikings going down. BYUN, he's looking incredibly tilted right now. He still has money in the bank. He just needs to stop putting his hand into the wood chipper. He's got to calm down, gather his units for 30 seconds, and then break this. He has the production and the money to still overwhelm HEROMARINE long term, but that got grossly inefficient. You can see he's down about 5,500 resources right now. Marine drop up north. Great way to do it. Marines drop inside the minimum firing range. Those tanks. Only one of them goes down, though, as the Marine reaction is very quick for BYUN, who's still denying those gold minerals. Mules are dropping, though, and with 12 orbitals, should be okay. HEROMARINE goes for the 2 siege up. Normally, there's a 3v1 rule in TVT. If you siege 3 tanks in range of 1 enemy tank, it'll only get 2 shots off before it dies to your single volley. That tank a bit exposed, though. HEROMARINE starting to win these tank trades. He's up in tanks right now. I can't believe this is game 1 of a best of 5, guys. I think I will be awake till 7 a.m. today. I've reversed my sleep schedule. Woke up at 3:30 p.m. tonight, thankfully, this afternoon. But damn, I did not expect such epic games, especially with how far behind Gabe was early in this one. Dude, look at that positioning, though. This tank on the high ground is really nice as well. The Marines are going to just get peppered by it. Really, really claustrophobic situation. And you know what's awesome about this? HEROMARINE just simplified the game. He's just gone pure tank Marine medevac now. Only 2 medevacs as well. Oh, big engage! The mass Marine doing quite well. The anti-armor missile for BYUN was good, but the tank volley was massive for Gabe. But now those tanks on the north side, once they came in, you could see them just obliterate the Marine line of Big Gabe. Units lost to have those 7,000 in his favor. And long term, if he's able to deny this base and start mining it, and then maybe eventually take this one, BYUN will run out of resources if they keep up this level of trading. HEROMARINE, of course, was slower to secure bases, but he can still mule them both for a while. He's got 2 bases that he can keep on blanketing in mules. Nice tank drop with some Marines up north. So the tank's in a good position. BYUN could stim on that maybe, but probably wants to wait for the interference matrix. Orbital taking big damage. Mules getting shot down as well. He's got to repair that if he wants to keep that alive. BYUN, that command center taking massive damage, man. Burning down? How can you sleep while the orbital's burning, brother? Liberator's going to come north, and that's going to be really good for breaking this. But the orbital tries to land. Tries to rebuild it as well, in range of the siege tanks, and dies immediately. BYUN making many questionable decisions in this game, guys. Also leaves 2 siege tanks out in the open there as well. HEROMARINE trying to go around. I don't know if he knows about all these tanks here. Gabe goes for a crazy shove right now. An insane thrust between BYUN's bases. If he can secure this position, it'll be big. But BYUN, with that heroic Reddit point tank, barely holds on. The Liberators are going to force these tanks back, and that's going to be a really nice finishing blow to that hold for BYUN. That Liberator, you can see, does get taken out. Units lost tab still getting bigger and bigger in favor of Gabe, but oh, nice Liberator. These guys are throwing punches, man. What a crazy game this is. Well, look at that. It's Gabe who's mass muling an undefended base in the south. An undefended base. Even though, yeah, he's losing a bunch of tanks here and stuff, that the trades are kind of scrappy. He's got Vikings now coming out. I love that he went back to mass Marine tank, kept it simple for himself. And only now he's being forced to, does he start changing it up a little bit by going for the Vikings. Vikings will arrive and start clearing these libs out. There's very few Vikings for BYUN. BYUN's going to secure this base once more and deny the gold, it looks like. This base down here keeping HEROMARINE alive. A few Marines down there would actually checkmate HEROMARINE. But BYUN's been so occupied, desperately trying to hang into this north side. And lose this tank trade over there. And the Vikings coming out as big. Gabe's going to pivot south, give up the gold base, and look to deny down here. This base has actually still got 1,500 maybe minerals on it, thereabouts. Oh, but BYUN realizes he's moved out of position, and Gabe does split his army up. Still got this gold-based mining with the planetary, but he's not committed to defending the position. I'm going to stim the Marines in. Crazy choice to go for the planetary. I don't like it. I don't think it's enough Marines to make this an easy trade. Planetary is going to kill 9, 12 Marines before it does go down. Well, killing the planetary is still pretty big. Probably worth it. Liberator does go down as well. BYUN is being forced into deep waters, and we know this affects BYUN more than it affects Gabe. Gabe right now is happy to still have a shot in this game, whereas BYUN, similar to game 1 against Zaun, is kind of going, what the hell, man? I'm getting ahead. Why am I messing up these leads? You can tell he's kicking himself. You can tell BYUN's frustrated. This doesn't have many resources left on it, but it's still good to remove the map control. The only resources left on this map in terms of minerals is these 2 bottom bases and then these 2 top bases. Gabe has 90 Marines. BYUN has 86. 13 Vikings give the air advantage only slightly to Gabe as BYUN's building more Vikings to match it. So those 5 Ravens and the 8 tank advantage that could be game deciders, as BYUN has lost all of his economy. He's down to 25 workers, and that's actually kind of nice for him because it means he has a bigger army while he uses mules to make up for his economy. Oh, BYUN with a massive counterattack. That could be game-winning. He finds the undefended orbital we were talking about this whole time. This is not enough Marines to defend that. 16 workers and an orbital go down. That's a lot of HEROMARINE's income shut down. HEROMARINE also killed a lot of Ravens there, guys. Or a few Ravens, but he lost so many Vikings. He's actually lost 8 more Vikings this game. The units lost have almost 10,000 in HEROMARINE's favor, but it's going to take him a while to rebuild the Viking advantage. He desperately needs that for the next fight, or these Ravens are going to cause so much trouble. It's an exhausting game, guys, even to cast. Thinks about stimming. That's way too many tanks. Way too much Marine support. Gabe's going to try and float a new command center down. Who's got more Marines here? Gabe has about 30. BYUN doesn't have enough healing, and he's got less Marines as well. So this is a winning fight for HEROMARINE. So many medevacs there. Both sides very low on gas income. It's a real problem. Marines, of course, doing their job. BYUN does still have a bunch of money tied up in that armory that never got completed down here. Also, HEROMARINE does have +3 armor on his Vikings. BYUN never got that. Anti-armor missile, nicely done. Okay. Dude, that is a crazy Marine count for BYUN. There's no tanks here. He's going to siege some tanks and commit to the fight. There's a bunch of tanks in there. Anti-armor missiles on both sides. Gabe is 100% committing to this fight. And he's going to overwhelm. Oh, no. BYUN. Oh, BYUN. Not only his right hand, his left hand, but now his left foot all have had individual separate dates with the wood chipper. And at this point, I think he just threw too many units away there. Chased a bit too far. Gabe picking up the tank, pulling it back, saving it, bringing in those reinforcing tanks in. The concave was massive. And he goes for the counter push. Gabe outlasting BYUN in a war of attrition. Just absolutely outlasting him, surviving and hanging in it. I never for the life of me thought Gabe would have what it takes to bring back a game like this against BYUN. I thought BYUN was a shoo-in to get it out of this group. And Zaun has upset him, and now Gabe really working hard. He's up 30 army supply. The Viking land breaking their tanks. SCVs fighting Vikings is a lot like sending small English villagers to fight Vikings. Not even villages, right? Those aren't even militia or villagers with pitchforks. Those are like the monks. Those are Lindisfarne monks there. They're like trying to read Bible verses and shout in Latin at those Vikings. And those Vikings are like, you what now? As they gloriously and much to their delight, behead the defenseless religious men and take all of their treasures. Marines and tanks coming south. The tanks and Marines trying to defend here, but BYUN is just too outnumbered. He's going to have to tap out. A tragic turn of events there in game 1, but an immense, immense effort. Some would say gargantuan, the biggest of Gabe's with one of the biggest of holds. Remember, he was stuck in his corner for many minutes. If we go back to even 12 minutes, he was just behind for a long time in this game. He managed to survive and get a 4th base up, but BYUN had map control for so long. And then BYUN just took a few too many of these crazy aggro fights. A bit too slow on starting his 2-2 as well. There was a massive delay on that, which allowed the upgrades to equalize. And Gabe just weathered the storm and hung on. All right, guys. Beyond in the bottom left, it's going to be Fear and Faith cross map. Oh, my God. All right, we'll see how this goes. Beyond is like, no, I'm not playing another game like that last one. He's going to go 12 barracks, 12 gas, and then 12 second barracks. He's going to go for a very aggressive Proxy Reaper. And it's going to be a free win against Gabe CC first. Is it a free win? Surely. Surely it's a build order win, right? I think it is. 14 command center goes down for Gabe. And you can see a second barracks goes down. I mean, it's going to be such a difference in speed of the Reapers, right? Yeah. I mean, holding this would take immense skill, luck, and a bunch of other things to go correctly. This is the most obvious cheese. How does HEROMARINE not know BYUN is going to cheese him here? Well, I mean, it's a pretty crazy all-in. If Gabe's just going 1 racks expand, right? And don't get me wrong, BYUN is the guy who proxy barracks Reapers more than anyone else. But it does make sense to flip a coin and just try to get away with a greedy build sometimes. I think Gabe doesn't mind gambling, and he's absolutely flipped this coin knowing, whatever percentage of the time, BYUN kills me, but he's probably like, I'm up 1 game. BYUN's Omega tilted. Will he risk doing it? To be fair, if you study BYUN psychology, I'm pretty sure you know that when he's Omega tilted, he's even more likely to proxy barracks. when BYUN's having a rough day in StarCraft, he does like to just try and punch his opponent in the face as quickly as possible to get some momentum back on his side. So yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that, chat. BYUN probably has a very high percentage of going for an all-in in this situation. That's going to be 3 command center guys as well. So he's going to have 1 Marine building at a time. If there was a possibility of defending this with a command center first, it does not involve a gasless 3 command center build. Gabe has flipped the coin multiple times here, and unfortunately it's come up BYUN's way both sides. Here we go, Reapers are going to come in. I think it's just a build order victory. Gabe went for some illegal greed here, and the gamble's getting punished. Back to the high ground is the right call. Oh my gosh, BYUN! Oh no, he just misclicked his Reaper. Oh no, that is such a silly mistake. He clicked it there, and 1 Reaper pathed left and 1 pathed right. Dude, he should still win, right? But he's going to be so upset with himself. And if the bunker gets up and enough Marines get out, maybe? Oh my lord. Oh my lord, there is a factory on the way behind this. That is such a huge mistake. He would have killed both Marines by now if he had a 4th Reaper here. He's got 3 versus 3 Marines, which is still really good. He gets an SCV there. The Reddit Point Reaper does pull back, throws another grenade, bounces a Marine to the low ground, almost kills it, but not quite. I mean, he's got a HEROMARINE contained on 1 base, but the fact that Gabe's alive and he's going to have triple mule dropping soon is crazy. Oh, but he's actually not... He didn't bring enough SCVs. Okay, game over. Game over anyway, right? Because yes, you kill a Reaper or 2, but now these Reapers can run in... Oh, it's full walled. He can't run past. He can't run past. It's full walled on the left as well. I was going to say he can jump up and run past the bunker. Oh, he even does the supply drop. The supply drop. The biggest of Gabe's. The streamer is clip farming right now in the middle of the tournament. Oh, my lord. Oh my lord, he's clip farming. HEROMARINE. It's actually the correct move as well. He's got more of these Marines building. He maybe should have built a bunker over here. He's going to bring SCVs to try and repair this. Buy himself a little bit of time. It's worth trading a few SCVs. He's got triple mule. He can trade a lot of SCVs, but the Marines are getting hammered. And it looks like even with that big Reaper doo-doo that BYUN made, he's got his command center building behind this. He's building 2 Reapers at a time, a Hellion at a time. The unupgraded Marines just can't match this, man. The grenades are too good against them. The 60 hit points against the 45 hit points of the Marine, and of course the regenerating power of the Reapers doing really well. SCVs try to pull down. The Hellion arrives just in time to put to rest that idea, and that's going to be GG. Oh my lord, though. BYUN is having a shaky day. It's a winning build order choice. HEROMARINE just being obscenely greedy, but a very shaky execution for BYUN. All right, guys, going into game 3, it's 1-1. HEROMARINE in the top left of Rainfall, BYUN in the bottom right. And I've got to read this comment from the YouTube chat, guys, from Champagne. They said, the most beautiful thing about TVT is you play 30 to 40 minute tug of war just to win 1 game, and you get proxy reaped in less than 3 minutes in the next. Indeed. That's the beauty of TVT. And I always think TVT is quite exciting when BYUN plays, because it's unpredictable. He's very... Oh, they changed colors again. When they rehosted, they changed colors. Sorry, guys. We will flip the colors around for this game. Bloody... Sorry. We had it all correct, but then Rex accidentally hosted the wrong server, so we've rehosted. It is what it is. You guys are going to get nice and confused. BYUN is now red just for this game, and then we'll go back to the same colors. It is what it is, guys. It's much better if we keep the players the same in a mirror matchup every game. Now, this is a very predictable move, guys. If you're wondering, why doesn't HEROMARINE be greedy and play Command Center first again? The reason is he's playing BYUN. Doing a Proxy 2x Reaper 2 games in a row is a very good move when it's not expected. Because people think, oh, you wouldn't do the most all-in opening 2 games in a row. That would be silly. BYUN, in TVT, does this like 70% of the time. Like, it's actually such a silly percentage that he will double up on the double proxy barracks. Double gas, safe build for HEROMARINE. Perfect decision. You have to play safe against him. He does this so often, it's silly. It is silly. BYUN's the king of doubling down. You know, he loves doubling up on the same build. He'll do this against Zerg as well. He'll proxy barracks Marine SCV you 2 games in a row. Now, as long as BYUN doesn't overextend, it's not an all-in. It's a committed attack. And if you get the first Reaper, say, of HEROMARINE, it can snowball. And a lot of the times, you'll watch out here and you'll go, is he proxy barracks? And when you get to about here or here and you haven't seen one, you think, okay, cool, no proxy barracks. He then goes forwards across the map and runs up to this ledge. He may lose it, but yeah, BYUN should wait on this ledge and hope that HEROMARINE gives him the Reaper. Okay, don't go up there. Don't go up there. Don't go up there. BYUN doesn't see it. HEROMARINE has no idea. He's gone across the map. Which means these 2 Reapers will jump in, kill the SCV, cause a lot of trouble. But it does mean there's nothing at home to defend this Reaper as well. SCV goes down in the command center. He could stop to attack it, since it only has 200 hit points. That Reaper's going to pop out. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. Careful, HEROMARINE. Got to keep that alive. Meanwhile, he's already picked off an SCV on the other side of the map. But if he loses this Reaper, it's worth it for BYUN. BYUN gets the Reaper, gets an SCV or 2. Good micro on both sides. The multitasking has to be good from these players. And indeed it is. HEROMARINE keeping this Reaper alive is making this so annoying. Or BYUN jumps up to the ledge. He's going to do some more damage there. Command Center gets cancelled. That's a good call for BYUN. He can rebuild that on the high ground. And the Reaper jumps back to the low ground, wasting so much mining time. Look, he doesn't even need to look at it. He can just A-move. Oh man, this is so much damage. BYUN hasn't sent a Reaper home yet, which is a crazy move. But he's finding more damage. Oh, but the extra Hellion pops out. That extra Hellion is going to ruin him. Oh, BYUN has gone too deep. And HEROMARINE with a couple of barbecue cars. Did anyone call for some barbecue? Roasts those Reapers and takes him down, of course. That was all in for BYUN because he didn't send anything home, so that Reaper on the other side was still killing his SCVs. GG. Hello, my cuties, says Enemaism. What's up, Enemaism? That's a nice way to introduce yourself to chat. Bring some positivity. Bring in some positivity. What's going on? Epic first game. We're chilling now. It's a BYUN series. BYUN is allergic to playing super long TVTs. He'll play one in a series and then he's like, all right. You know, it's 2 guys circling each other, like taking jabs. And then they're like, okay, round 2. And he just walks up to the other guy's like, oh, truce for a second, truce. And they're like, chalk. And he just gives them a shiv. And they're like, you sure? And he's like, yeah, I got one too. And then they start with like, they both get one hand behind the other guy's neck and then a shiv. And it's just 2 can stab each other's kidneys faster. And yeah. And you're like, I kind of prefer, you know, like, it's not everyone's version of TVT. It's always BYUN's version. Swap color, please. BYUN blue, HEROMARINE red. Okay. Go. Yeah, I think they're ready. Should be good. Now we can swap it back to the colors it's meant to be. 2-1 for HEROMARINE, guys. Crazy game you just invented? Yeah, the old phone booth stabbing match. It's like, you guys have seen Car Jitsu, right? Imagine Car Jitsu, but you get knives. Essentially, it's like that. Get your predictions in, guys. Thank you so much to the moderators running the predictions. I appreciate you guys so much. We had a saying in EMS, the loser dies on the street, the winner dies in the back of the ambulance. Oof. Dark, but yeah, accurate. GG's. All right, guys. Gabe's up 2-1 right now. Eternity's Edge and BYUN is going to play a 1-Rex Expand. Calling it now, guys. He could play double gas, but I think he's going to play 1-Rex Expand. Now, interestingly, BYUN actually tries to double his workers up. It is inefficient at the start of the game to try and double your workers on close patches. Once you get to 12 workers and above, it's worth it. But when you're low on workers, the workers will relatively consistently bounce off and waste more time trying to find other mineral patches. Harston did a video breaking down how Cyril was always trying to stack them on these patches and actually losing mining time. So what I'll do, and what I think you guys should do as well and BYUN here, actually just let them go 1 to each mineral patch. And only once you've got 1 on each mineral patch, you see that's not, I think now he's on 11, they might stay there, but this patch is still free the whole time. So I think one of these workers will inevitably bounce off and try to go there, you see? So there's no point trying to do this micro until you've got at least 1 worker on each patch. And only then do you want to double them up. And even then, sometimes it's more worth to double up the faraway patches a little bit first. And it's only once the base is at like 13, 14 on minerals, then you want to really focus on doubling them on the close patches. And the reason is, basically, when they get to the patch, they every now and then will just have to wait for a second. And if they see another mineral patch isn't mining and they have to wait, they'll go to the other mineral patch, even though waiting would be more efficient for you in the long run. So it's a cute little thing. I love that Harston broke that down in that video on his YouTube where he was like, Cyril keeps trying to get a few more minerals doing this, and he's actually putting himself behind every game. And yeah. Just keep your workers on the further patches at first, which is the opposite of the previous season. It's a bit of a weird thing. Obviously, 1 on each close patch early on is optimal. All right, guys, so BYUN's just chilling. 1-Rex Expand, as I called. I know how BYUN thinks. I watch about 1 billion of his games every week. HEROMARINE is doing 2 barracks Reaper pressure. And if this command center was on the low ground, he'd have a good angle to find a bit of damage. As it is, this should be a build order advantage to BYUN. But of course, anything can happen with Reaper Micro. Alright. So this is interesting, guys. This was Marine into Reaper for BYUN. Got a factory on the way, second gas as well. He's building a 3rd Marine, which is good. Keeping up that Marine production is nice. Now, HEROMARINE sees no expansion, and he's like, ooh, what is this? It's like, okay, got to group my Reapers up. Got to be a little bit careful. I'm 100% sure what he's up against. But his factory on the way. His own command center is going to be starting only as the command center is already about finished for BYUN. So command center starts as he jumps up the ledge. And, oh, he's going to lose a Reaper. That's bad. Good dive there for BYUN. Immediate focus fire. Gets a Reaper kill. And BYUN takes the lead in this early game. Ooh, okay. Is that good, guys? Trading a Reaper for a Reaper? I think for HEROMARINE, no. I think you need positive trades here. Otherwise, you're better off holding off. Let's trade a Reaper for a Reaper, but now the starport's coming in. 3 add-ons building right now for Gabe, so he has to keep these 3 Reapers alive because they are his only units until he gets the Cyclone out up next. His starport will be massively delayed with this build. He does see the command center, so at least that gives him the information about exactly what the state is of this game. 1 Marine, 1 Reaper for 2 Reapers. Obviously, the initial Reaper for Marine trade was bad. It was the second trade where he went for Reaper for Reaper. BYUN's going to be mining far ahead in this game. Guys, what's BGM? I don't know what that means. Oh. Shit. That's my bad. Background music from in-game. I did not mean to say that to the players. I forgot I was a referee, guys. I forgot this is my tournament. I'm in charge. Background music from in-game. I mean, it's only if you have music on. My music was disabled. We play music through a different app usually. bit more consistent. Can control the tracks that way. Oh, there's a bug where the music tracks run out, apparently. Interesting. My bad on distracting the players there, guys. Yeah, Crank might need to restart, apparently, this game. 2-on-1's on the way, but Stim's not quite ready. So there's a scary moment before your Stim is ready. If BYUN gets a siege up... Oh, this could be really annoying. StarCraft... A Banshee's going to come around the top side, pick off some SCVs. These guys are going to poke forward. Oh, careful, HEROMARINE. He's in trouble, man. He already had a bad start. Now he loses 2 Reapers, pushes on the front. And guess what that means? His whole army gets pulled to the front. Stim's not quite ready. He's getting overrun. His Cyclone gets locked on. His Cyclone goes down. BYUN wins the Cyclone trade. Banshee's in the main base at the same time. Marine Stim to try to deal with it. He's got to get rid of the tank. Can he get rid of the tank? It gets a shot off. It killed 8 units with its first shot. 2 SCVs with the second. We will be rewinding this game to watch that first siege tank shot, guys. Oh, my lord. BYUN gets a win there. Let's rewind a little bit. Dude, watch that tank shot. It's like, the tank is like, he's gonna die, he's gonna die. Boom! And suddenly his hit points stop going down because all the Marines are dead. GG's. Nice game. BYUN's gonna force a game 5. Alright, guys, going into game 5. It has been a crazy day, and one where no doubt BYUN is feeling the pressure. He's in the bottom left. HEROMARINE's in the top right. This could go either way. Both players are no doubt feeling the tiredness a little bit. Oh, BYUN is going 12 depot, 14 barracks. Oh, no, he's going command center first. I see. So it's going to be Reaper expand versus CC first. Game 5 command center first. I mean, it's the last thing people would expect from you. But BYUN is a man of extremes. What I've enjoyed about watching him, same in TVZ as well, is he will proxy 2-Rax Marine all in, and then he'll CC first into mech the next game. It's so cool to see that just he's unwilling to just like do middle of the road standard play. He's always looking for an edge in his openings, and I actually really dig it. It does make it kind of interesting because there's a bit of like, if you can predict what he's going to do and read his mind, it does introduce a little bit of poker to it. But Gabe here playing a very safe one, Reaper expand, and I think this is a build order advantage to BYUN, especially with the SCV scout losing you quite a bit of minerals. Thank you so much, Badger. $10 straight to the prize pool. Appreciate you, dude. Is there a delay on stream? Oh, they could absolutely cheat and stream snipe for sure. Thankfully, we've got some of the best players in the world who we do trust not to do that. Yeah. Command center goes down on the natural. There's a nice selection process in StarCraft where usually you need to put so much work into being good that people with that little self-respect can't really make it to this level due to the lack of character, I think is what people would call it in the old days. We just call them scumbag morons these days, but yeah. I mean, it's obviously possible, but I don't think it's happened in StarCraft 2 anyway. Thank you, Fenrir, and everyone else dropping by. Lots of people getting to catch the stream for the first time live, since we are streaming night times for this tournament to accommodate the players and make it a decent time for the mostly European and Korean-based players that are at the top of the StarCraft 2 scene. Means I woke up at 3:30 p.m. today, probably going to sleep about 6 a.m. 3:07 a.m. right now. It's nice to kind of be able to stream to a lot of you guys that can normally only watch the videos after the fact. A lot of people hanging out. And I think even when we're not streaming the tournament, I'll just stay on this schedule until the tournament's over. Because, of course, we're doing our 4 groups, and then we'll start Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week as well for the playoffs. But we'll keep streaming on this time zone. I might even skip my my Pigstarcraft weekly, potentially, just since that would be such a wild time for me to wake up for when I'm on this schedule. That looks like a 3rd command center SCV, guys. BYUN has greed on his mind. Wow, he's not scouted at all. Of course, HEROMARINE did scout. He saw the factory earlier. He's going for double Hellion production out of that reacted factory. Meanwhile, just a bunch of defensive Reaper Hellion for BYUN. I was going to say, it's got to be tempting to move out, right? I don't think it's the right call to move out for BYUN, but it's tempting. For a guy like him who loves attacking, this is the furthest he's scouted on the map. I mean, come on. There's got to be that temptation. If he goes out there, he'll get absolutely destroyed by these Hellions, though. It'd be really bad. How does BYUN have more Reapers and more command centers? Oh, HEROMARINE, after scouting the CC first, says there's no reason to build a whole lot of Reapers. Go on, Reactor Hellion. He's got way more aliens. They are generally the better unit, but those are great zoning grenades for BYUN, but he doesn't have his Cyclone out, and wow. HEROMARINE's going to do some devastating damage. Remember that BYUN's ahead on workers and has a faster third command center, so HEROMARINE kind of needs to do some damage, but this is way more than he was expecting. BYUN's Cyclone just 10 seconds too late. What a window. What a timing. Smashes through. The Cyclone, the Raven, the Marine will end up defending, but not before he's taken some significant losses. 9 SCVs. That puts HEROMARINE in a very solid lead. Third command center goes down in HEROMARINE's main base. BYUN looks a little frustrated. He knows he's playing from behind now. I don't think he's that far behind. I think he has to stay calm here. BYUN is kind of the rare pro gamer example of a guy who kind of makes the same mistake that average Joes make, where when you fall behind in StarCraft, there's a lot of people who go, oh, I need to play special to get back in the game. And they start like panicking and spamming buttons and like shoving their units into crazy spots. And more often than not, it actually makes you lose harder. Don't get me wrong though, BYUN also is capable of playing like that and winning the game because he's that good with micro. Like he's had so many games where he goes for crazy mass marine multi-drops, just zero macro, pure micro. But watch out, he's got to survive. Auto turret spam, very nice for him. That's well done. He actually snaps one of HEROMARINE's Ravens there. With the auto turrets and his tank survives. Ooh, that was good. That's the first victory he needs. Gets a Raven, doesn't really lose anything there. They throw some units away. And remember, you've got 3 commands and it's pumping SCVs. You're back to even workers. And you've got one more Raven than your opponent now. Even if you did spend a bit of energy there, that's totally fine. The Ravens are depleted for Gabe as well. So this is actually perfectly fine. Totally solid playing position. And I'm hoping BYUN can calm down from there. I would not mind HEROMARINE winning. Just to be clear, guys. I want HEROMARINE to earn it. I want HEROMARINE to pull off some amazing, cool tactical maneuvers, catch BYUN out of position. I don't want to see BYUN kind of fall victim to his own panic or excitement or frustration. You know what I mean? It's already cool. We've got to a game 5 after such an epic game 1. I thought this might be a 3-hour series, but of course, things have sped up and now they've slowed down again. Breaking these rocks. Double upgrades on the way. Armory timing was very late on washout. So you can see he's actually taking the armory super early this time to make sure he doesn't make that mistake. I think that's a perfectly fine call. Oh, he's going to transfer out to the third. Hasn't cleared the front yet. Stim, not quite ready. HEROMARINE seemed to be not watching for a moment there. Kind of lucky that Stim wasn't ready, otherwise he could have picked it off. Oh, HEROMARINE grabs a Marine. That's kind of cute. Armory about halfway done here for HEROMARINE. So it's going to actually time out really nicely for him to start 2-2. Let's see if BYUN is focused on his upgrades and starts 2-2 on time. Ooh, Cyclone comes forward for the trade. And BYUN does keep his Cyclone alive, and the Marines keep the vision, so he actually gets that as well. Nicely done. He's going to push through the middle right now. He's up 1 siege tank is BYUN. He's up 1 Raven, down 4 Marines. Very similar army count. HEROMARINE has a few more medevacs. Oh, unfortunate mistake for BYUN, guys. BYUN did just take out something there. Was that another Raven or... He got a Cyclone maybe. BYUN did not start +2 weapons. He started +2 armor. Did not start +2 weapons. He makes this mistake all the time. That's really unfortunate because he hasn't noticed it. 2-2's on the way for HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE's going to try and sneak a drop in. There's a depot here, but I think he's on a path to actually avoid that vision. Ah, no, he actually repaths it. Does go over the SCV. And BYUN sees this. Drop right there. He doesn't realize that BYUN's army is already so close. HEROMARINE needs to get out. He's already used his boosts. Oh, God. Oh, man, that is painful. Was that 15 Marines for a Raven, guys? Yeah, 15 Marines for a Raven. That really hurts. 13, sorry. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. The medevacs. The medevacs get caught as well. Oh, HEROMARINE taking some big losses. And he's going to intercept Gabe in the middle of the map. But Gabe does get the better end of that fight. Gets at least a few Marine kills there. Can't be chasing just yet. BYUN finally starts +2 weapons. His 4th command center is up earlier, but not by that much. This is still anyone's game. Similar army supply. Slight worker advantage for Gabe. Slight Marine advantage for BYUN. BYUN's up 1 tank. He's got 2 full energy Ravens. So does Gabe. This is anyone's game, man. It's anyone's game right now. A couple turrets on the edges. Going to make it hard for BYUN to drop without losing any medevacs that go in on the way out. Oh, he's going to stim. His units are way overstimmed. That command center is what he wants. Oh, but the command center will finish. Nice interference matrices, though. Command center lifts off. He tries to get some tanks. He only gets one of them. And Gabe with a really well-disciplined hold position. I love that hold position for Gabe. Doesn't chase into the tank fire. Really well done. That could have been a much worse situation. You could tell when BYUN saw the command center on the front, that's what he wanted to take out there. Tanks and Marines are looking very antsy. Interference matrix comes forward. One of the tanks on sieges and will try to run away. Oh, he's got more tanks behind. Gabe takes a volley. He does now pull back. 4th planetary trying to erect itself on the left side. Gabe tries to come in. BYUN's rally is nearby. Gabe has to pull back. Units lost tab almost identical. Technically, BYUN is ahead by 66 resources. 3-3's on the way, much faster for Gabe, and that could really add up the longer this game goes. Once again, +3 armor starts. The problem with him starting that is he might not realize his +3 attack didn't start because +2 wasn't finished yet, and that being forgotten could be a real issue. Oh, these engineering bay placement is so annoying, kind of blocking his own units. Gabe picks up, gets out of there. He shoves the front at the same time. Crazy attack here for Gabe. Will he break through? Yes, he will. Trying to save the siege tanks and pull out of there is BYUN. He's got to pull his SCVs into the fight. But man, Gabe with such a decisive position. And he's got the Marine drop over here going back in on the left. Yes, it survived. And remember, +3 attack still not started. BYUN's under the gun right now. He's under heavy pressure. He's in such a scary position. And how the hell would you remember to start your upgrades when you've got tank sieging your 3rd? So just being in his face like this is actually making him forget his upgrades. And in fact, it's even, well, now he's going to make him realize he hasn't started the upgrade because he goes to snipe the engineering bay. And maybe that'll tell BYUN, hey, I should probably start +3, which he does now. Oh, Gabe's going to go for a bust. That siege tank does get exposed. The command center lifts off. The Marines and tanks taking an excellent fight for Gabe because all these tanks are able to fire from the backline. And he cleanses all the workers on that 3rd. BYUN is just too panicked here, and he's going to have to tap out. HEROMARINE staying calm and focused on a very long day. Looking very cheery there. BYUN, of course, a little bit devastated. He will not get that 2nd place out of the group. HEROMARINE is going to take the 2nd place and go to the playoffs, joining Zaun. BYUN, unfortunately, is not going to make those playoffs for PiGFest 8. Hey, how you doing, man? GG. Wow, that is an experience, isn't it, playing BYUN in the TVT? 40-minute gruel fest, crazy comeback game 1 into the knife fight of proxy reapers and shenanigans. How are you feeling after that?
Pretty exhausted now. The first game already took all my mental away. Important window, first one. I think that really decided the series.
I think you were very far behind, stuck in your corner. Was there a point where you were kind of just going, I'm just surviving and hoping he makes a mistake and that I can just kind of hang in here? Was there a point where you kind of felt like, oh, I'm probably dead, but I'm just going to play it out and try to make it difficult for him?
Well, I knew I was behind after I didn't really defend his attacks very well. Like the one time he sieged the tanks towards my 3rd and I couldn't defend my 3rd when he had a lot of tanks, like that put me really far behind. I knew that, but as long as I'm on forward base or like any turn, like I think more like a Terran trait, if like the Terran is still properly mining, you can always make a comeback happen. So I'm never really too worried as long as I can still max out.
It was really cool as well because that game just got so crazy later on where like at a certain point, you know, you guys like, oh, it's Raven battle. Oh, okay, well, Vikings are important. And then it's like, wait, the game's too messy. I'm just going back to mass Marines and like some tanks and medevacs. And it felt like BYUN maybe was still trying to do like a bit of Raven, a bit of Viking. Do you think that just going back to the simple mobile Marine army was key? And was there a specific reason you did it? It just felt like he didn't have enough tanks left over, or you just had a lot of minerals? What was your thought process with going back into a Marine heavy army?
So the way that I macro in this scenario, because you have like a lot of starports, like some factories, but usually you should keep tanks alive. So you only have like 2 factories and like you make 16 marines at a time. So then the idea is if you have money, you just make air units. If you don't have money, I guess I have to print marines. Like, but the goal is always for to go for higher supply. So that's like the main thing. So at some point I just didn't have money, so the only thing I could make is like marines. And also keep in mind that ravens, like they have to gather energy over time. So when when I built up my raven count, it was fine. But then afterwards, it was more like, okay, I need something like right now. And a raven, not only did I not really have the money, but a raven, when it comes out, it only has like an auto turret. So it's a lot of times better to make more marines or more tanks or more Vikings if you're poor. And if you're rich, you definitely make more Viking raven. Viking raven should always be better.
Yeah, very slow to build up, very technical, and the way you guys were fighting over the map was stressful. It was really, really intense and insane. But yeah, that was such a fun game, and I mean, really, hats off to you for surviving that long, because there was a lot of times where BYUN was pushing in with libs on your bases. You were both, you know, dropping marines on each other's tanks. It was kind of, I think you both pushing each other to the limit.
I thought it was very similar to the first game between him and Zaun, where he was also like winning the game pretty damn hard. And then he, like what BYUN likes to do is, which I think is the right thing to do, but sometimes he's taking a little bit too far when he like takes a step back and then he makes command centers.
Right, yeah.
And then the one time you then still break them, like he had like so much in command centers and everything. But then the one time I actually did break his base, it doesn't matter if he has like a planetary in the center or like extra like 4 orbitals or whatever. At that point it didn't matter because he was focusing so much on the macro that all it took was like a couple of fights where he lost like his ravens or his Viking control, and then that made the difference.
Yeah, it almost feels like he's trying to win without going to late game for very long, and maybe it's almost like the command center transition maybe should happen a little bit faster as well, so then he can swap to air and drown you. What is the best way to win, by the way? Like, if you feel like you're up 30%, you know, you've been up 80 workers against 50 for a little bit, like that sort of big lead, do you think it's best to just go for the ravens and the tanks and play the slow game, or is it map dependent?
I think what he did is the correct thing, but I think he always had a high worker count, so at some point when you go for the mass Raven army, you should sacrifice SCVs. You should go for like 50 workers, 40 workers, and higher army supply, and then you can finish the game.
Right, yeah. Once you've got the mass orbital up, right? I mean, we saw quite a few games today where players were able to keep mining with very low worker counts, so got to be, just throw the workers away at some point, replace it with army, so powerful. What a fun game though, dude. That was crazy. Now, obviously, you get that win, you're like, phew, I survived. And then you went for possibly the greediest build I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Yeah, I guess this was kind of you just coin flipping on the big 4-player map. Does that work against anything that's not the build that he's doing? Like, if he goes double gas, do you think you're still fine, like, on such a big map? Or are you really hoping he plays 1 Rax Expand?
No, it's like, I thought he would just go CC first again because he's played so much CC first over the last couple days and weeks in TVT. So yeah. I just thought he would go for the same CC first. But, yeah, I always choose the wrong build in the wrong time. Like, when I play Standard, I don't play Standard. Or when I should play Standard, I don't play Standard. And when I play Silly, I usually play... Or when I should play Silly, I should usually play Standard. So yeah, I think it's like more... He knew I was probably up to something because I won the first game. So a lot of times what happens, at least for my games, is when I lose, I then go back to playing Standard. And since I won the first game, he probably thought like, yeah, okay, he's going to play something silly. A little bit too predictable.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, but it works if they go CC first and don't do anything, and you get a, like, the map is nice because if you have like a bunker in natural, probably don't even need a bunker depending on what he does. But let's say he goes CC first and into like the Hellion Reaper, and then he attacks you, then you do need a bunker. But the thing is, on this map you can't jump into the main with the Reaper, so I just need a couple of Marines in the entrance, and then there's nothing he can scout. And if I then go my triple CC like into 3 racks, double eBay, I'm gonna have like stim combat shields +1 before he can hit like a Raven timing.
Yeah, and from there it's complete map dominance. The Marines can
Yeah.
clean anything up in the open. That's huge
But
if you get
obviously,
away with it.
any like drop or whatever would just kill me, or proxy reaper.
It was kind of funny, yeah, no, to see you both play game 1 of the first series at the very start of the day, which seems like ages ago now, and it was like 5-6 hours ago. Yeah, where you played the Mass Marine cross map on Old Sun Temple, and you guys both went super greedy builds, and it was that kind of situation and that showdown. But I want to actually go back to the TVP against Showtime. That was kind of a funky series. You brought out the mech. Is it a meme? Is it a good build? Talk us through your mech. Do you believe in it? Do you think it's powerful? Because I think you were pretty far ahead in that game. It was going pretty well.
No, it's just when I let her get bored and I come up with like some silly builds that are not too bad, and then Old Sun Temple is like 50-50. If it's cross spawn, the map is like pretty bad anyways. If it's close spawn, it's alright. Like then it's really good for Terran. So
Yeah.
because I got cross spawn, I figured might as well try something like that. But then he did blink stalker pressure, which like I did go mech, because if they leave you alone for a little bit, which he usually doesn't do anything Showtime, that is. He did first game like a blink stalker poke, and I crushed that completely. So I thought like the mentality, okay, there's no way he's gonna send stalkers across the map again. But then he did, and even though he didn't really accomplish anything and we got ahead, it's like just the fact that he saw mech, it's like already bad for me because I can't take the third as quickly as I want to. And yeah, it's not bad. I was ahead, but it's like Bio's just better.
Yeah. In the
if they leave
base,
you alone, it's okay though. It can even be good. Yeah.
he definitely, I think, did give you a good layup position to make it look quite more solid than it often does, right? But in the base trade, he played very well. Really good decisiveness, moving in, focus firing. Was the main thing there, if you just pulled further up your main ramp and like stayed further back, like more conservative, do you think you could have held on to your main base in that base trade?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just difficult because you're working with like no information. I saw he already had like a 5th base. I clicked on his units. He already had like +2 at some point when I thought he didn't have much. And then like the thing is, if you don't like YOLO in, and I YOLO'd in this case too much, like I guess it's more like an experience thing. Because if you don't play as aggressive as I did and really try to push him, suddenly 2 Colossus are gonna show up and everything sucks. So I just have to go. I'm like on a timer. But it's enough to attack with the army that I have, and then I F2'd on top of that, because the second time I really think he's not gonna base trade, but then he did it again, and then F2'd a few too many units across the map. And yeah, there were many ways to still win that game, like putting units, like you said, on the ramp in my main base, and that would have won me the game. If I didn't unsiege in the last moment, it would have maybe even been fine. There were many ways to win that game.
Forced a draw, something like that at least, right?
But it's sometimes difficult if you're playing with limited information.
Yeah, well played, man. I thought it was pretty fun games as it was, and it was kind of cool to see that. Yeah, you went for the greedy builds in the final game against Showtime. He kind of played a bit more of the economic style. He went for the gateway production rather than the warp gates. Got the Colossus up. Were you worried in that game at all, or you kind of felt pretty confident? Just survive, weather the storm, and then look for that one big late game fight. Drop the EMPs, stim on top of the disruptors. Do you think it was a bit scary when his first 2 Colossus pushed your third base? You didn't have any Vikings, only 1 siege tank.
At that point, it felt a little bit scary for sure, but in general, when I saw his opening, like he played very standard and I played very greedy, so from the beginning I felt good. And then as long as I survived, I felt good, and I did survive. He attacked then later on my 4th. I didn't have that many Vikings. He had many Colossus, so that was scary. And then I thought he had more than he did, but he was still, like I thought, okay, like I wasn't really that comfortable. I didn't really know my position. I thought if I wait like a little bit longer, he's gonna have like Blink DT sniping my 4th, but he was actually very far away from that. So after watching the replay, I saw I was just in a really good position that game. So all I needed to do was like defend the push, which I was able to do. And then after that, I think attacking was not even necessary. I was just in a really good position after defending the initial Colossus push. It's just that one timing that was scary, and everything else. After analyzing the replay was easy. During the game, I was a little stressed out because I thought he had more than he actually did. But yeah, he didn't have as much.
That's the classic position, right? When you do those 3cc TVP builds, it's the lack of information that often gets you in trouble. It's so hard to understand the context of how greedy the Protoss has been, where their upgrades are at, how aggressive they're being, and all that sort of stuff. So I think you did a really good job, man. I was very impressed. So obviously you'll be going through second place in the group behind Zaun, which is a very good performance. Before we kind of finish up, I guess we should ask you a real life question as well. Are we still hitting the running streak? Are we still running half marathons every day? Are you still hitting the treadmill? Because I feel like cardio, Gabe, has been my favorite arc of you, where you know it feels like you're more relaxed. The ladder rage doesn't get to you as much. You take things in stride. It feels like you're working all that Terran tension out of your body, working out so hard. So what's the workout routine like at the moment?
Well, nowadays I just run 1 time a week because it takes a lot of time. So I decided to just run every Sunday, but usually it's between like 15 to 30 kilometers, so like a big run.
Oh, sick!
Depending on how I feel. But
and then gym during the week as well.
Yeah. Like 3 times a week. Yeah. It's just too consuming, the running thing.
Yeah. Well, you were doing like 20Ks a day for a while, right? Like,
nah, not a day. Like, but like there was a time 3 times a week, for example.
Yeah, you were.
It was
running
definitely exhausting, but it's just the time, like, because marathons take a long time. I'm also not really much of a runner. I just did it to be a little like fitter. Like, it's nice to be able to, just be able to, let's say, run 20K whenever you want, whenever you feel like it. And you don't even feel that tired afterwards.
Dude, if we get into a zombie apocalypse, you're gonna be much. There's gonna be a lot of people who get eaten, and you're gonna be at the front of the pack, escaping the zombies while everyone else is food.
Yeah, but like marathons are too much for me. It's I think a little overkill.
Just to clarify,
fun doing it one time, but yeah.
Are you onto outdoors running, or are you still doing psychopath running on the treadmill? Because I remember you were running on the treadmill very long distances, and I was like, how do you do that, man?
Yeah, I do that in winter.
Ah, okay. I guess if it's cold out,
it's too cold outside, yeah. But when, like, right now, well, at least here in Europe, I go outside. But yeah, now that I do it like 1 time a week, it's also easier to just do it outside. More convenient.
Nice. And is the motivating factor, if you're feeling a bit weak, a bit tired, to get going and trying to pick up the pace, do you just imagine there's like a Dark Templar behind you, or what's the motivation?
The pizzas that I make myself afterwards is the motivation.
Score, man. All right, well, I do hope you get to make yourself some pizza to celebrate getting to the playoffs. We look forward to seeing you next weekend, and it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Your games were awesome, so keep it up. Thank you very much, everyone, over on your stream as well, for following the journey, and thanks for the patience, because you did have to wait for a while with so many series happening in one day, and the games are a bit longer today, so GG's, man. Thanks so much.
GG's, thank you.
Good night, brother.